Good evening, everybody. What's up? What's up, family? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar, back at it again with a live stream. I want to first say what's up to the customers of the Afrikansuperstar.com. Please head over and get your merchandise today. www.theafrikansuperstar.com. You guys probably see me rocking this all the time. This is one of my fanny packs. See, official. You can get one of these for a gym. They're great for travel. We have a lot of products. It's Christmas time. You can still, yeah, if you put in an order like today, you can probably get it by Christmas time. Big shout outs to also our members only who are designated by the circle next to their name, and everybody also supporting the music project. I did get a Cash App. Let me give a special shout outs to my Cash App donors. I got a Cash App the other day for my upcoming music video. So I'm still raising funds for that, guys. So please do send your support. It came from Roshan. So thank you so much for your support on that Cash App. If you so choose to donate, the information is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Our Cash App, PayPal, all proceeds currently are going towards my upcoming music video for Ghana Is Good For Me, my second track. Today, I want to talk about this topic. This is very interesting, which is who is more Pan-African 2021, men or women? So I was having a good conversation with a friend of mine the other night, and he pointed out that it seems that women are kind of spearheading this movement, you know, and we kind of got on the conversation about me meeting, Dr. Arakana, the former ambassador for the African Union, and how despite, the perceived danger of what she is doing, traveling around Africa, soliciting support from the diaspora, boldly speaking out against a lot of these colonial relationships with the continent and blah, blah, blah. And, talking about modern day. Now, we know back in the days, look, Andrew's already put his answer in. Big shout outs to the brothers that are here today. Please make yourself be known in the chat room. Sorry, having a little technical difficulties here. So Andrew has already made his statement. And we know, according to the past, those that were spearheading the Pan-African movement were men. We had Marcus Garvey, we had Malcolm X, we had Kwame Nkrumah, we had Thomas Sankara. We had a lot of men that were willing to go out there on the behalf of our communities. Now, fast forward to 2021, and we're talking about how it is currently, Now, I have met several women here in Ghana, for instance, that have made the move. I'm also a part of many, many WhatsApp groups, many Facebook, groups related to the continent. There are some groups that are focused on people migrating and everything. And the overwhelming sentiment from what I'm seeing from social media and what I'm also seeing here on the continent is that women are the ones that are ready to make these moves. Yeah, they're the ones that are ready to come to the continent. In many cases, they're even the ones that are, promoting Black men. Now don't get me wrong. I know there are some ladies out there that are feminist and, they have a negative connotation to men, unfortunately. But, it seems to me Black women, a vast majority of Black women are very, very loyal to their men. They are the ones that are spearheading this movement. So I decided to come and talk about it tonight, because this is the day and age we're in. Where the women are ready to make the necessary sacrifices, You know, now some men will come and argue and say, well, you know, social media is not a real window to what's happening and this and that. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you come here to the continent, you go to diaspora events, you're going to see a lot of women there. You know, women from the diaspora there. And like I talked about, Dr. Arikana, despite the danger, okay, there are a lot of African male scholars. There's a lot of African politicians, teachers, all that stuff. And I don't see them really asserting themselves out here. You know, those of us that have moved from the diaspora, we've made a tremendous sacrifice. You know, there are some ladies that are coming with their kids. I know some women that have come with 4 children, 5 children on their own to the continent. That is massive. That's huge. You know, coming to a new country without the support of your family, without the familiarity, and the boldness. You know, the boldness of the women. We know what this kind of conversation, the type of clapback that comes with it. Like myself, for instance, I know talking this kind of conversation on social media, I know having this type of perspective in society is not really promoted. I've lost my job over it. I've lost my platform over it. You know, I've been reprimanded in so many different ways for being unapologetic, yet I'm still unapologetic. So tonight we're going to talk about it. I am going to open the call lines and hear from you guys. Like I said, Andrew already put his assumption in here. Big shout outs. Ingrid says, I see more women talking about Pan-Africanism. You know, and if, for instance, social media is a glance, women are definitely taking over when it comes to this here ideology. Yeah. And a lot of the brothers that I see that have come to the continent, they are in family situations. So they've come with their wife and their kids. You know, but in terms of like the single brothers, and I'm talking about not even those that are like African migrants, okay? Because some of those guys, you know, African migrants, they are still connected to the continent in a sense. You know, they might have still family here. They might have lands here. They might have some kind. I'm talking about members of the diaspora that are not directly connected to the continent. It appears to me that the ladies are the ones that are willing to make it happen. And the crazy thing is, Black men are the most targeted ones in the West. You know, when we look at how the structure of society in the West is geared, it's geared to suppress Black men more than Black women, you know, quite frankly. We look at who's being affected primarily by like the police brutality. It's Black males. So if anybody should be fed up with the situation in the West, it should be Black males. Black males should be like, yo, we're tired of getting gunned down in the streets. We're tired of being, you know, dealing with this systematic racism. We're ready for some economic freedom. We're ready to, what's up? What's happening with our males? So tonight I've come to talk about this topic. Wisdom says, this is a long one, let me read it. He says, as a Black man, I will agree to give it to the Black women who are always on the front line. Unfortunately, the men should be the ones while the women give advice and nurture. So according to the brothers that's here in the room so far, you know, Andrew and Mr. Wisdom, they say, hey, the ladies are spearheading this movement. You know, the women are fully aware what goes on with this type of talk. You know, they're willing to put it on the line to preserve our people. Big shout outs to family. If you're here, I want to hear from you in the comments. Big shout outs, Mind, Body, and Soul represented for our members only. See you in the building. Ingrid says, Black women are tired of bearing their sons. What's up, Sarah C? Sarah C, that's because you ain't got, you on my time now. Big shout out to Sarah C. She's currently here in Ghana. She's been updating me on her whereabouts and sending me pictures and stuff. Big shout outs to her. Also sent us some pictures in her African Superstar attire. So big shout outs to Sarah C. So 2021, it looks like the Pan-African Award of the Year is going to the ladies. The ladies are the ones that are ready. They're about it. They're ready to take a stand. They're ready to sacrifice. They're ready to get out here. I'm going to open up the lights. Open up the call line so I can hear from the family on this topic. Because I want to hear from you guys what you think. You know, I was having this conversation, like I said, and you know, actually getting to meet with Dr. Arakana, spend some time with her at the conference. You know, I see how bold she is, for instance, you know, and she knows that the West doesn't like what she's doing, especially France. You know, she has really come out and directly kind of attacked France for their relationship with the continent, their abuse, their, you know, taking advantage of the continent and these ridiculous agreements that they have and things like that. And I'm just like, wow. But I tell you guys, you should be ready to stand up for the things that you believe in. Okay, you shouldn't be afraid to advocate on the behalf of your people, your family. You know, we need to get over the like being scared, and we need to get over the being selfish. Because the truth is, we gonna die no matter what, right? None of us live forever, right? If you guys know that you're gonna die one day, let me see a number one. What's up, T. Kelly? I was just thinking about you the other day. Big shout out to T. Kelly. Thanks for stopping by. If you know that we're all gonna die, let me see a number one. Big shout out. Hey guys, get the lights up. I'm getting ready to open the call lines up today and hear from you. It looks like it's kind of unanimous. I haven't seen anybody assert that the men are spearheading this movement. Okay, so everybody, big shout out to Jolie, members only. We're all going to die one day. And what that means is we shouldn't be afraid. Okay, you shouldn't be afraid of death because it's a normal part of life. And quite frankly, it's going to kind of be a relief because this here life and these people and the stress, it's a lot. So the point is, since we're all going to die and we all know that we're going to die, you might as well live a life full of integrity and dignity. Okay, you might as well have a legacy when your life comes to an end that you can be proud of. You might as well do something to impact the world around you, you know, propel your family, make a difference, something. Okay, being a sucker your whole life, you know, being someone without character your whole life, it doesn't even make sense because we're all going to come to that day. And this is where our men need to stop being punks. You know, sitting back, watching the women go up in front. You as a man should also have an interest of like the future generations. You know, and yeah, the threat could be death. When you talk this message, you know, Black liberation, Pan-Africanism, you know, unity among our people, self-sufficient, death can be a consequence to all this conversation. You know, but so what? So what? Think about people like Malcolm X, okay? Malcolm X is so prolific. You know, I'm 38 years old. I was not even born when Malcolm X existed. Okay, I wasn't even conceived yet. But I know so much about Malcolm X. It's almost like he was a part of my lifetime. The man died when he was in his early 30s. Okay. He knew that his message was dangerous, especially during that time. In the 60s, you know, white people were so unapologetic about their racism. Okay, now some of them try to pretend that they're cool with you and they stab you in your back. Back then, they didn't have to hide. So they were just full of venom and anger and violence. Okay, so Malcolm X fully knew the dangers of him stepping out there. Huey P. Newton fully knew. Okay, Thomas Sankara fully knew. Marcus Garvey fully knew. These people knew. Nelson Mandela, they knew. And they were still about it. They still was like, look. And the thing is like women right now, 2021, yeah, we are at the front of this movement. Okay. But there's something about a man, you know, that has this message that becomes so electric. You know, you can see how these men inspired other men. And that's why men of today balls basically and get up and stand up. You know, that's also part of the challenge for revolutionary women is finding a suitable partner, you know, that's not scared. Some of the ladies in the room, this trivia question is for you. If you are, you know, a strong Pan-African, pro-Black, you know, and unapologetic, and you've dated a guy or you met a guy and the guy tried to tell you to calm down. You know, Gina, you're just a little bit too controversial. You need to chill out. Let me see a number 2. Big shout outs to the family. What's up, family? Queen Bee Africa, good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're in the chat room, make sure you leave something so I can greet you. Big shout outs. If you are an unapologetic Black woman, you know, who's met a nice guy or dated a guy and the guy tries to tell you, just calm down, you know, that kind of talk is difficult. It's too much. You know, the lack of serious men is also, you know, prohibiting a lot of us because that couple unit is strong. You know, it can be very, very powerful. If you look at, again, these prolific Black men of the past, all of them was accented by a Black woman. You know, they had the Black woman in their corner, egging them on, taking care of the kids, you know, encouraging them, helping them, looking out for them, protecting them, and all that stuff. I've heard this too. Big shout outs. What's up? Sarah C says, I've been told by Black men that I'm too difficult for being Pan-African. I think it's definitely a turnoff. Big shout outs to my brother O'Shea Duke Jackson. He got to come in here and stir it up. He says men are always the most Pan-African with his super chat. Now you're outnumbered today, O'Shea, because so far men and women in the chat, everybody has agreed that it appears women are spearheading this Pan-African movement 2021. Now, the brothers can change the game if they want to step up. 2022. What's up, Mr. Joseph King? But as it stands, I don't know. I think the ladies are really, really, really taking it on, you know? And the fact is, we as adults, guys, the decisions that we're making right now, it's not necessarily for us, okay? It is for the future generations at this point. We can enjoy some of the fruits of our transition back to the continent, but the next generation is going to be the ones to really, really enjoy what we're doing. You know, and we need to be okay with that. You know, we need to be okay with being the great-great-grandmother or the great-great-grandfather, that made the transition back to the continent. We need to be okay with that. We need to be okay with being like the sacrificial lamb that put the foundation in and stuff like that. Because the truth is, people before us paved the way. You know, I don't know where as a people we lost the desire to care about our future generations. You know, you can look back historically, and that was always a driving factor for our ancestors was their kids. You know, our ancestors went through a lot of stuff to give us a better position and a better life. So a big shout out to the African Superstar family. You guys are on code. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the call lines and hear from you tonight. It's been a minute that we have done a call-in show. So come and join me and talk about this. So far, it's been unanimous, except for O'Shea Duke Jackson. But you know how controversial he is. He's actually one of the, you know, few brothers out here. We have like, you know, O'Shea Duke Jackson, we got Woda Maya, we got Dinah Samir, we got Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, we got Happy Companion. We have a lot of couples, you know, like T3 and me. We got The Arrival, Bag Family, Blagzit. You know, we got RJ Magdi. You know, we do have some brothers represented. But I would say between 2021 and 2022, the sisters are really, really taking the trophy as far as being fed up with the West, you know, taking their words and translating it into actions and coming here, you know, and it's not just an online thing. That's what I'm saying. Me being here on the continent, I'm seeing that a lot of ladies are coming here. You know, a lot of ladies from the diaspora are, oh yeah, thanks Ingrid. Go Black to Africa is another brother that, you know, is a Pan-African content and all that. So, you know, call in tonight, guys, and give me your opinion on it. You know, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's the ladies. It's the ladies. It's the ladies. I have to agree. You know, I think the ladies are spearheading it. Now, probably about a year ago, it was January 2020, O'Shea and I actually did a show about it on my previous platform about why it seems that more ladies are heading to the continent. And he asserted some really good points about, you know, the preferential treatment that the ladies receive here on the continent. However, because this is a patriarchal society, men are really looked at to be the breadwinners, okay? Which means that brothers coming from the diaspora, when they get here to the continent, you know, it's going to immediately be assumed that they are, you know, stable, rich, and able to take care of people and take care of family and all that kind of stuff, whereby women can kind of marry into a situation or that kind of thing. But still, this Pan-African movement has to be about, first of all, getting our people to safety. Okay, we agree unanimously that the West is a very dangerous environment for our people. Number one, Black males. Black males are the number one people that are being affected in America. You know, it's strategic. You know, if they can eliminate our men, if they can turn our men into homosexuals, if they can put our men in the penitentiary and estrange them from their families, that has a profound effect on the community, right? Okay, they don't want us to have a strong Black community. All right, so they are targeting the Black men because the Black men are the root. You know, there's a direct correlation between Black men and the Black community. When they're not a part of their families, you know, when they're not able to nurture their children, when they're not able to create generational wealth and be an active part of society, when they're not allowed to be masculine, you know, all that stuff has a fallout in our community. So Black men should be spearheading this. They should care more than anybody because they're the ones that's being affected. You know, directly affected. Big shout outs to Cap Hush. Now, I talked about this earlier in the stream. He says, I plant seeds and reap what I sow. There will be plenty more for the next generation. That's the attitude. Okay, you know, those of us coming to the continent right now, a lot of us were mature adults, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. We probably are not going to see the full, you know, manifestation of the diaspora returning to the continent. You know, the younger, the better that you're coming. So I do have some younger viewers, you know, early 20s and stuff. It's ideal for you to get your positioning here on the continent now. You know, that way you can enjoy it more than us that are older than you. But in reality, we're just trying to create, we're trying to re-cement ourselves here on the continent. You know, we're trying to reacclimate ourselves. Obviously, I have some friends here, several friends here that have children here. Okay, you know, we have Miss Boama, I have my girlfriend Lalit, obviously Sister Yah from Sankofa for Repatriation, you know, and some others. They have children here. Okay, their children are acclimating to the continent. They're learning treat. You know what I mean? They're going to know cultural norms. They're creating networks here. They're going to school here. You know, they're growing up here on the continent, and that's what this is about. You know, and even some people are giving birth here already, like T3 and me, you know, a couple that is out in Tanzania, their YouTube channel. Okay, they recently had a baby girl born on the continent. You know, that's what this transition is all about, because those children growing up here on the continent, although they have their own set of challenges, they're not going to be dealing with what we dealt with in the West. They won't, in terms of racism, police brutality, all that kind of stuff. They're not going to, that's not a factor in their life because they're living here on the continent and taking advantage of the different assets. You know, our men should care. You know, we can't make them care, obviously, but they should have it. They should be invested. I mean, I know if I was so frustrated as a Black woman seeing what was happening to the Black males. I was just like, why are they not more interested? You know, because they're the most targeted individuals. Guys, the call lines are open. Big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Please make sure you like the stream. Let me get a like count, guys. The link is in the chat room. Please make sure you support the stream. We're still raising funds for my upcoming music video. I wanted to shoot it this month, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get the funds up. So I'm planning to do it in January. So all of your, you know, fiscal support is appreciated to help me get enough to raise the video, to do the video. So you guys can hear more music from the African Superstar. So tonight, this was the topic. You know, it was kind of motivated by several things. Like I said, meeting Dr. Arakana, you know, coming in contact with so many different women from the diaspora since I've been here. And, you know, seeing the activity on social media. Looks like the women is more Pan-African 2021. Now, I'm not bashing the guys. You know, I'm not a male basher. But you know, you should care. You know, the danger that is confronting you is real. And I think for the women, you know, because many of the women that are coming here are mothers, you know, they are also concerned about the well-being for their children. Because, I mean, we know the potential dangers for the male children in the West. You know, they only kind of really have a few avenues of who to be and how to grow up and things like that in the West. You know, they're going to be the coon, they can be the gangbanger, they can be the gay, they can be the sellout, they can be the comedian. you know, or the athlete. Those are kind of the only options that they have. You know, them being revolutionary, them being a game changer. You know, and even with, I was having a conversation today. I met a young man that, you know, a Ghanaian man born and raised in America from Chicago. I met him the other day. And he was saying, you know, we have our challenges here on the continent. However, it's still the more ideal option. And that's real. You know, even with the current events here in Ghana, I mean, I'm still just resolute. And I was talking to my girlfriend Monica the other day. Big shout outs to her. And you know, we were talking about the light out. She had been having frequent, you know, light out in her neighborhood, and we was like, you know, it's an inconvenience, but we still choose hands down the continent. You know, and it is a safer environment. Let me tell Black males that have yet to come to the continent and experience it. It's a safer environment for you. It's a safer environment. You know, you can be a man here, and it's actually promoted and respected. You know, for you to be a man, for you to be masculine. You know, you can be more free. You can have more peace of mind. You can have more enjoyment, less stress. You know, I would definitely say, and for the ladies that would agree with me, last trivia question, I think that the men here, they just seem overall more happy, more at ease. If you agree with that statement, let me see a number 3. I mean, the men in the West, you know, they seem tired. They seem really stressed out. They seem worried, you know, a lack of energy, you know, a lack of desire in some cases. You know, if you have relationships with them, I know a lot of the guys that I dated abroad, they're like workaholics. You know, they didn't have time to enjoy their lives. They're always working, you know, and if you're dealing with Africans abroad, they're always working, doing extra hours, working every holiday, working every weekend. You know, what kind of life is that? They don't have time for fitness. They don't have time for social. They don't have time for sleep. And sometimes they don't have time for you. You know, it begins to affect relationships and stuff like that because your man is not available. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, you know, a guy in particular I used to date, we would make plans to hang out and stuff like that. It would be like 9 o'clock. We'll be in the house. You know, we made plans. Oh, we're going to go to the pub. We're going to do this. Next thing I know, I look over there and he's knocked out sleep. Like 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy. Big Shaw's Go Taste and See says, Ghana has one of the fastest growing economies. Why do power outages seem to be a constant problem? I don't know. I haven't really researched it, but from what I understand is Ghana has rapidly grown and they have not adjusted the infrastructure to support the growth. You know what I mean? So the demand of the power is higher than what their current grid can manage. You know, I also know that they have, they do to an extent hydro power, which is crazy because they should be doing solar. You know, here on the continent where sun is abundant, it just makes sense that solar would be the ideal method. But I haven't researched it extensively. I think they are growing it, you know, improving it and things like that. But still, you know, I think just like, I think it was already strained as it was, and then the rapid boom and stuff like that. Although it is much better than it used to be. You know, when I first came in 2016, you know, the term that we use here in Ghana is called doomsor, and it was a lot worse then. You know what I mean? Especially in rural areas. you know, rural areas, it happens more often. You know, I don't experience it as much here. I would say maybe on a regular, maybe once or twice in like a 2-week period, you know. Typically it may go out for a couple hours, normally during the day in my part of town, and at night it will be on. But again, like I said, certain areas of town, it could be a lot more dramatic. So yeah. If any Ghanaians are in the chat room and they know why, please feel free to give me some more information. But from what I understand is that the demand is higher than what their current system can handle, you know. Yeah, wind turbines would also be, you know, something, but I haven't seen any here. So I don't know if they have any, but I haven't currently seen any. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Well, the topic, guys, I'm going to wrap up. Nobody's calling in. Everybody's watching me. I just wanted to talk about this, you know, and as always, just try to promote our brothers to, you know, get some energy, you know. Don't let the West like choke you out. You know, you are such an important part of our communities. And, you know, I mean, if you have anything between your temples, you know that the West is trying to smother and choke you out and kill you, you know, both literally and figuratively. Black women ain't joking with it. We like, I'm getting out of it. I'm not going to take the associated risk of staying in the West and becoming a victim, or my children becoming a victim. I want to go live a better life over on the continent. Black males, I mean, come out. I'm telling you, you will live more comfortably here. You know, the brothers that do come to the continent, they talk about that. They talk about, you know, not having to feel that you know, that stress all the time. You can watch, like I said, lots of the YouTubers, the black males will be talking about the continent, talking about how they can be a man, how it's more comfortable for them, how it's less stressful for them, you know? So big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, family. Well, we're going to wrap up now. Big shout outs. Thank you so much. Queen Bee Africa, you can reach me through social media channels. I have Instagram, I have email, I have Facebook. You can email me. It's scrolling across the bottom of this broadcast. My email is afrikansuperstar@gmail.com. Okay. So if you need to reach me, just shoot me an email and I'll get back with you. Isaac Wren says you're coming. All right. Well, Global Green Book, big shout out to you, sweetheart. I see you there. Yeah, the women, we're spearheading this movement. But the brothers need to, you know, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are not interested. Your predecessors, all your Pan-African predecessors, was all about the continent. This is not a new concept. You know, your predecessors, the most prolific black males of all time, were Pan-Africans. Who's going to disagree with me? The most prolific black males of all time, okay? From Muhammad Ali to Huey P. Newton to Kwame Nkrumah, you know, Nelson Mandela, all the historical ones, Marcus Garvey, they were all Pan-African. So, you know, if you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, come to the continent. All right, family. Well, I've talked enough to you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you're not a member of our platform, make sure that you do join our channel. We also have members only, which gets a behind the scenes vlog. And our members only are designated by this circle next to their name, such as Jolie. Big shout out to you for stopping by. And I will see you guys again soon. Don't forget to support the platform so we can get that new video coming out. Holla. Okay, Ghana is good for me. The next track, I know y'all gonna love it. A lot of people love that track more than my first track. So the video is gonna be super dope. So we're raising funds for that. Okay? So until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.